Today we play high-stakes poker. Big pots, tough decisions, wild action.
My people, I have a lot to report. Sorry for the inactivity. I am an asshole. Gonna try to be less of that over the next few months. I got incredibly intoxicated at a house party, nearly got kicked out. I also climbed the mountain, fought a bear, won, and then got a bunch of pictures, which I'll put up right here. Very cool. I bowled the best game that I've ever played in my life. Also happened to play 3 of the biggest poker sessions ever. Those will be documented in the next few weeks. But for now, let's start off with a good old vlog in Boston.
All right, time to get into the hands. By the way, this is the last game that I carry cash around. I do credit now, so don't try to rob me, you asshole. In the game for 2, let's go. Right off the bat, I picked up pocket 4s twice, and this is the same hand that Rampage won his tournament with. So I'm thinking, oh, nice. I'm going to get a quick double up. Someone raises, I call, and the flop comes absolute dog piss. So I check fold both times. This is the poker god's way of saying, buddy, you are not that guy. You are just not that guy. In this next hand, middle position raises to $20. Then the cutoff 3-bets to 60. Then the small blind cold calls. I haven't even acted yet. And the middle position limper, he calls the 60. I'm like, whoa, guys, I have cards. And everyone's like, oh, shit, okay, you do your thing, Corey. Considering the raise and 3-bet were both from late position, I think those guys are both going to be opening wider than someone who's from early position. And also, there's a ton of dead money. So I think this is a great opportunity to put in a 4-bet bluff. I decide to bump it up to $325. The original raiser said, whoa, okay, damn, it's not that serious. He quickly folds. The cutoff goes into the tank. I'm thinking, oh no, is he going to jam? The button said, nah, dude, it's not that serious. I also fold. We take down $100-something without seeing a flop, which is obviously recommended when you have a 5 in your hand. Anytime I 4-bet and I'm holding a 5, probably don't really want to see a flop all that much. Next, we have King Jack of Spades in the hijack. There's a button straddle on. I open to $40. Only the button makes the call. Flop comes Jack 8-4, 2 diamonds. Hey, we have a jack. The board has one of those. That's what the cool kids refer to as top pair. I was talking to my buddy Justin. He won the Foxwoods Main in 2019, and now he drinks high noons and plays golf. He's also decent at poker, which is helpful. He brought up a concept that I think is quite interesting here. If I bet half pot or 2/3, all of these holdings have a very easy call. But if I bet 1.5x pot, all of these hands that have a lot of equity begin to think, dude, I have no idea what to do here. Long-winded explanation to say, I think this is a great spot to bet big. I toss out $60, which not really big enough, but anyways, as played, the button makes the call. Going off to a turn card, which peels off the 7 of clubs. Probably one of the worst in the deck. 9-10 gets there, 8-7 now makes 2 pair, and I want to bang my head against the wall. I decide to slow down and check, but the button does no such thing. He throws out $150. This is already a miserable spot. I kind of just want to fold. But there are way too many hands that we still beat, like Queen 10 of diamonds, Ace 10 of diamonds, any diamond draw for that matter. So I decide to make the call. Going off to see one last card, which peels off the Queen of Clubs. Okay, we have a straightforward check, and the button checks it back. I flip over my hand, and the button says, haha, you are absolutely no good. I have 7-4 offsuit. That is 2 pair, which beats a jack. I have no idea what just happened. Yep, give it to him. Ship him the pot, brother. Ship him the pot. All right, brother. Here we pick up 2 ducks in the pond. Quack, quack. We're in the cutoff and there's a button straddle. The small blind limps and under the gun makes it $40. Okay, I don't know what this weird. I make the call. That's the price I'm willing to pay. The button and small blind fold. So surprisingly, we go heads up to a flop of 7-5 deuce, 2 clubs. That feels pretty good. Under the gun bets $30, and I'm not really a fan of slow playing big hands, so let's put in the raise right away. I make it $100, and Under the gun says, dude, you have jack shit. I'm going to call. That feels pretty good. Let's go off to a brick turn card. Please come a brick. Please come a brick. 4 of clubs. God, that worst card in the deck. Flush gets there, straights get there. It's just bad news bears all around. I don't think this card's going to help him all that often, unless he had a flush draw, like ace, queen of clubs. I more so hate this card because it allows him to get away if he has, like, kings without a club or aces without a club. Any overpair, he's now like, oh, okay, the guy he semi-bluffed on the flop, and now he got there. So he can fold it sucks, dude. It sucks. I hate this card. Under the gun checks to me. I bet out $200. Feels a little bit big, but it is what it is. Under the gun goes well into the tank. After thinking for about 365 years, he finally elects to fold. That's the best summary I can give. Next, we have 3 deuce of clubs in the hijack. This should be a fold. But I'm getting a little bit antsy for whatever reason. So I flick out $20, and the button makes the call. Flop comes king 10-2, 2 spades. Well, king high board, we have a pair. Let's place a bet for protection. I put out $30, and the button quickly makes the call. Going off to a turn card, which comes the 7 of diamonds. At this point, I don't really want to continue betting. I might be good, might be ahead of a flush draw, but still could be crushed by a king, a 10, a lot of stuff. I have a 2, dude. I have a measly duck swimming around in a pond. I'm just going to proceed with caution and do one of these. The button, he hates that idea. He puts out a bet, but it's only $40. Honest to God, I had no idea what to make of this size. The reason why you don't get involved with hands like this is because he could have a really weak hand, but he's still ahead. His bluffs could be beating my hand, so it's really just it's a mess. But yeah, I like messy situations, so I make the call. And we go off to a river card, which peels off, the 3 of diamonds. Oh my God, we river 2 pair. That's got to mean something. I don't think it makes sense to bet here, so I check it over to him. And the button bets once again. This time, $60. Again, this is such a small bet. It just feels really weak. And all of the major draws missed. So if he has like a 10 or a weak king, he might feel inclined to call a check raise. I didn't river 2 pair with a dirty diaper to check call. I put in the raise to $250. The button says, all right, if you got it, you got it, and slaps in the call. I show, thinking there's no way I'm not good, but the button flips over king 7 offsuit. What the fuck? I play the dirty diaper and got myself into a shitty situation. Seems par for the course. Here we have 9-6 of spades in the hijack. Once again, another questionable starting holding, but Corey is feeling himself today. I don't know what else to tell you. There's a button straddle to $15, so since I'm out of position for the entire hand, I raised it up to $60. The cutoff and button make the call. Going 3 ways to a flop, which comes 9-8-4, 2 hearts. Well, I mean, we have top pair. There are a ton of draws on this board. Jack 10, 7-6, Queen 10 hearts, a ton of hands, brother. I bet $150. In hindsight, I think I could actually go even bigger here, like 200, because he's not going to fold any of those aforementioned draws. But we make it 150 and he calls. Going off to a turn card, which comes the 4 of diamonds. introducing a backdoor flush draw, but it pairs the bottom card, which is very good for me as we improve to 2 pair. I still think I have the best hand because we didn't get raised on the flop and none of the draws completed. So I'm going to continue betting for value. This time, I bet $250. Targeting all of his straight draws, flush draws, and whatnot. The hijack thinks that's a horrible price because he decides to raise it up to $550. Oh, God. What did we get ourselves into? The hijack only has around $700 behind, so I feel like it's going all in on the river. I don't expect him to have any 4s here as played because he can't have any flush draws containing a 4. What, is he going to call with 5-4 of spades on the flop? Seems really optimistic. I'd expect a hand like pocket 8s to raise the flop, and if he had pocket 10s or better, I would expect to raise pre-flop. I don't think he's ever raising top pair here, like 10-9. I could still have jacks, queens, kings, aces. So, yeah, we have weak top pair, no kicker. I don't know. I just feel like I still have the best hand and that he's just on a draw. I proceed with a call, and we go off to a river card, which peels off the king of diamonds, completes the backdoor flush draw, and introduces an overcard to our pair. I look over at the cutoff, and I'm like, come on, dude, please just I'll check, you check it back. We can see each other's cards. There's already a lot of money in here. No need to blow it up the pot, you know what I mean? So I check. The cutoff looks over at me, and he's like, not a chance, asshole. I'm all in. I'm thinking, oh, come on, dude, what the hell? Like I said before, all of the straight draws and heart combinations missed. Aside from all of the flush draws containing a king, that would be pretty annoying. But there's just so much money in the middle that I can't really ever find myself folding here. Not really loving the spot, but I just said, all right, dude, here's your money. The cutoff immediately says, nice call, man. I flip it over, and he shows ace jack of hearts. Very lucky that we faded all of his outs. We scoop a very large pot with a not-so-great hand. Shortly after, we look down at ace-9 of clubs in the cutoff. Back to playing hands that we should play. I like it. This is pretty. Middle position raises to $15. You could, I guess, 3-bet this hand to isolate, but this guy'd been pretty snug, so I'm going to proceed with a little bit of caution. I make the call, and the big blind comes along as well. Going 3 ways to a flop of jack 5-4, 2 clubs. We have ace high, but my goodness, we have the nut flush draw, an overcard. We got some stuff going on here. Middle position puts in a continuation bet of $25. Here's top 10 tips from Obama. If you put in a raise, that bitch ass will fold hands like king high. And you also get to realize your equity a lot more of the time. I can't do an Obama impression, but that's really all that's all I got in the tank for you. If I raise, he's going to check most turns, which gives me the option to continue barreling, or just check it back and see a free river card. For these reasons, I put in a raise to $75. Big blind gets out of the way, but the original raiser seems to have something, as he makes the call. Going off to a turn card, which peels off the 4 of diamonds. This card sucks to continue barreling. If he has a jack, he's playing on recruit mode because he just improved to 2 pair. It reduces the likelihood I have a set. I'm just going to check it back and hope to improve, realize my equity. We go off to a river card. Please, God, give me a club. No, my life's not that good. Original raiser checks it over to me once again. I have clubs. I don't want to bluff when I'm holding clubs. It's just not a good run out to do so. I think it's an easy call for a jack, so I just check it back. Sure enough, this guy's a virgin because he's shown jacking off. That's going to win the hand. Here we have ace-king of diamonds in the hijack. I raised to $30, then the cutoff 3 bets to $130. This is a standard 4-bet, and I decided to flat call. Going off to a flop of jack 9-5 1 diamond. I check, and the cutoff bet's $60. So for that price, I'm willing to call and see what develops. We go off to a turn, which is the 5 of hearts. I check, and this time the cutoff sizes up to $200. What happens next, I really don't want to talk about. I fold, and I get shown 7 deuce. I want to burn this file off my hard drive and never view it again. Stop. We're going to the next footage. We're going to the stop. I have to go to Boston Billiards and record a session, so I have to leave in 5 minutes. We're going to speed run through this. I have pocket 5s in the hijack. There's a button straddle on. I'm out of position, so I raise the $40. The button says, okay, pussy, I match that. He makes the call. Going off to a flop of queen 8-4, 2 clubs. I don't have a club. I have third pair. Seems like a very standard check. What do? I bet $35. The button says, okay, fair enough. He comes along as well. And we go off to a turn card, which peels off the 5 of clubs. Just kidding, we're not that rich. It comes the 7 of clubs. That card sucks. I check, the button checks it back. River peels off the king of hearts. Seems like a really good card for my range. The button checked back the turn, so I don't think he has a flush. It feels like he might have an 8. So that is what I am targeting. I place a bet of $125. The button goes well into the tank, thinks about it for maybe a minute and a half, and then decides to call. I say 8's good, and he shows pocket 9s. Can't believe that hand didn't 3-bet pre, but he wrecks our soul and takes this one down. Nice hand, buddy. In the last hand of the night, we have ace-king offsuit in the small blind. The low jack raises to $35, and the button makes the call. Obviously putting in a 3-bet here, as we have 2 of the most powerful cards in poker. So I bump it up to $200. Action folds back to the low jack, who... Oh, dude, I hate this. I hate this so much. The low jack puts in a 4-bet to $550. This is the same guy who didn't 3-bet 9s pre. This should be the biggest alarm bell of the entire world. It felt like he had a high pocket pair. I was hoping he had pocket queens. I was thinking if I jam, he'll fold, and I can just win $550 pre. I decided to jam all in for $2,350. The low jack goes well into the tank. I could have sat in a Wendy's drive-thru for 30 minutes, filed my taxes, watched a YouTube video, jerked off. I could have done all of that before this guy made an action. It was a long after a century, this guy decides to flick in a chip. I ask him how many times he wants to run it. He says 1 time. So 1 time for the 1. Let's see a flop. Brick, 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 brick. This guy has pocket kings. Jesus Christ. This is all on me. I very much should have folded pre, because this is the same player that didn't even 3-bet 9s, and he 4-bet. So that should have been alarm bells in itself. I am very upset with myself for not folding. Why do I not fold? In the game for 2, out for a big fat goose egg.
Not from you.
Not once in your life. Now I get to walk around in the heart of Boston depressed for 3 hours. Instead of being up 1,000, I'm down 2. My life is great. It's kind of like God himself said, dude, you think you're bad? Here's like 3 more ways for you to fuck up every hand you play. And it's just kind of ridiculous. Hold on, I need to... Okay. Oh! Yeah, I mean, Eric and I were talking, and I should probably just like go in the mirror and just practice this motion for maybe 45 seconds to... How many different ways do I need to tell you to fold? All on the wrist, buddy. All on the wrist.